Esther Na Manobia Amu. Na Manobia is my native name, meaning I'm from Ghana. Ghana is a tribe in Accra, Greater Accra, in Ghana, and we are mostly from the coast. I'm born in a family of 4, 3 boys, 1 girl, and I'm the last born. My dad died before I was born, so I never knew him. And I lost my mom when I was 9 years old. It's been tough. I used to be in a preparatory school, that's a private international school, when my mom was alive. But after her death, I had to move to a government school, which challenged me in terms of my education status because I was very good in school, in the private school. But when I got to the public school, the competition there was not that tough. I was able to go through junior high school gracefully. You know, at that stage, it's not that difficult, like moving to the senior high school. After junior high school, I had to stay with my grandmom, help her in petty trading, selling of water. I had admission at a particular senior high school, but it was tough. I remember we confronted an uncle of mine, but he was not able to help, so I had to stay home for a term. But hopefully, another uncle came in, and I was able to go to school. That is my senior high school. That was a boarding school, and you could imagine how happy I was. I was able to go through successfully. After HSS, it was very bad. Luckily on my side, God being grateful to me, my uncle came in again. For me, for instance, I'm lucky I've been able to go through the tertiary education due to the support I had from friends and my family. But I know some people who have now, till now, been able to go to the tertiary education. They've not had their tertiary education. And some of them try to tell me that there is no funds. Others who don't have the desire. And because of the economic situation here, others find it difficult. Now I'm so happy. I'm excited within me. After tertiary education, I'm now working in a legal firm as a legal secretary, and I'm doing well. To finalize this, I want to say this with joy, that anytime you put a smile on someone, the smile bounces back to you in multiples and multiples and multiples.
I'm Ruth Kawukio Kansi. I was born in Accra here. My mommy was a trader and my daddy is a driver. We were in the house one fateful morning and my mother complained of stomach ache. And it was so terrible that it got her bedridden. She was taken to Kolebo Teaching Hospital and was hospitalized. She was my backbone, the only one that I knew. When I visited her in the ward, I would just cry and cry and cry and cry. But I still had the hope that my mother would come home. One morning, my sister went to visit her. She normally goes in the mornings and then in the evening. She just opened the word, entered, and she found out that my mother was lying there dead. After the burial service and everything, I had to join my sister to work after school. And then on weekends, I stopped going for Saturday classes and then helped my sister sell so that we can make ends meet. So I was schooling, but I wasn't regular. Sometimes I was sacked. Exam time, I can just be writing the paper, they'll just come. You are owing, Ruth, just get up and leave the class. I had to just go out in tears because I had nowhere to go. Early in the mornings, we would sell porridge by the roadside. And that was what we were doing to make a living. When I got to class 6, second term, we were in the house one day when someone came knocking. We opened and this man, tall man, he entered, greeted, sat down, and just started his story. At the end, I realized he was my daddy. I just couldn't even accept that he was my daddy. Oh, I thought, oh, then all is well. My daddy is back, so all is well. To my surprise, he wasn't even doing any good job. He was a driver. And the pay too. There was no pay coming, and situations were still the same. Although I was happy seeing my biological father, but situations were still the same. We were there one day afternoon when we heard that our results were in. Most of my friends were happy, going to check on the internet, see their schools. They were so eager to buy their trunk, tour buses, and report to school. As for me, I knew there was no hope. When I checked my results, it was very good. And I had one of the best schools too in Ghana. I had 7 1s and 3 2s. Basically, I was trading all this while with my sister, just to cater for ourselves. But my school just couldn't let go of this opportunity to attend Abri Girls. So it was also a miracle. I was just there, and then I was just called to report to my school. When I went, my proprietors had bought all my things that I needed for schooling, gone from my prospectus, and bought everything. She just asked me to get ready, and I was reporting to school the next day. I was just short of words. Personally, I just want to go to school. I just want to get to the top. At the moment, I don't know where hope is coming from, but I believe in one thing, that God has plans for his children, and God has a purpose for bringing me here. And it's this hope that I had that sent me through secondary school. And I'm believing God that someone will just come to my aid to take me through my tertiary education.
My name is Isaac Tugun, the Advocacy and Monitoring Evaluation Officer of Ghana Federation of the Disabled. The early days of my life after the accident was not easy. In class 6, I attempted the common entrance examination and I was successful. I went to St. Francis Xavier Junior Seminary at Wa. I lost my father in '82 when I was in Form 4. And later, I also lost my mother when I was in 6th form. And it was still difficult. But after completion of 6th form, I had to work to take care of my sibling. My case is not different from most of the cases of other persons with disability. I will sum it up maybe in 2 words: accessibility and attitude of families and community. Assuming that I did not have this wheelchair, how would I have come here to meet you? working in South Africa, I saw 5 ministers with disability. I saw 17 MPs with disabilities. In Ghana, the story is completely different. I was staying 3 miles away from the conference center, but I just enjoy wheeling to the place. And it doesn't take me long to get to the conference center using my wheelchair because they have created the path for the wheelchair users and other things. What I think we need to, the disability movement need to do here, we need to be more aggressive in our approach. Not fighting, but we must be more visible. We must be loud and clear in our advocacy. I also believe that for us to have such an inclusive society, we need to have certain policies and laws in place. It is not enough to have them in place, but they must be operational, working. We, the disability movement, through the Federation, will ensure that equipment that he will need for the physiotherapy department should not be taxed, subject to taxation when they are brought in. We are not asking for something extraordinary. We are just asking for equalization of opportunities. Give us the opportunities and we'll also perform like any other person. And we need to celebrate our diversity rather than allow our diversity to divide us and exclude some of us.